course, reached the semi-finals last season in this competition. This time round, with the squad that you've got now, you've haven't spent £250 million and the reinforcements you've got in all positions. Do you now see this as a moment where you can go one step further and possibly get to the final, win the competition maybe?
Yeah, like the rest of the teams that they have done the same and they continue to do that and they've won it in many occasions. That's the aim in the beginning, but we all know that it's going to be a really long journey. The margins in this competition are super small and you have to be at your very best from day one to give yourself the best possible chance.
And what in particular did you learn from the competition last season which you're going to take into the competition this time around?
That we are good enough, that we can compete against any opposition on the day. And on top of that, that two things have to go your way. You need to have a full squad available when it comes to the most critical moments in the season. And then as well, when the ball has to go in the right moment or with the right decision, it has to be as well because the margins are so small.
Amy, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel. Was part of the strengthening in a lot of numbers this summer down to that feeling when you're in the semi-final and your numbers are short and you think, I don't want to be here next year, where you're struggling to put out your best team when it counts?
Well, when we were training, we had 8 or 9 fit players. And we're going to games with 13 players. And at that level, it's extremely difficult. But I think even with that condition, we did really, really well. We gave ourselves an unbelievable chance and we were very unlucky in the semi-final not to get through.
David Raya was just here and he was talking about how much it almost seemed to still hurt when he thinks about the semi-final and being in that position. I hate to take you back to that moment, but how much does it drive you to have that experience as a young manager where you get so close to the top of the mountain?
Well, it is that, and that moment you get deflated and you have to understand what you need to do to put yourself back in the same position and start actions actually that matter to give yourself the chance to achieve that. And that's it. You take a lot of learnings from it. It's painful because it's not only what we feel, it's about the expectation that we created and the real conviction that we had within the club, the team, that we could go all the way because we showed a very high level of consistency and quality throughout the competition and learn from it and try to be better.
Okay, a couple more in English and we'll go to Spanish questions. George from BBC.
Mikel, hello. Sorry, just the way you've started the season, do you sense from the players that after the hurt of last season they're ready to win the Champions League? And you mentioned...
But it's not that simple. I mean, you are so willing to do and you want to be better. I sense a very clear intention that they want to be better every single day. And that's the start and the end. And with there is nothing else to control, create the energy, the belief amongst the players, the understanding and the feeling that we can compete against any opposition. And yeah, certainly they have that.
You mentioned about flying into Bilbao, so is all of your family coming to this match tomorrow? Is your phone been pinging?
All of them, no, but a big majority will come and I'm really looking forward to that, yeah.
Mark, ESPN.
Hi.
You're getting a lot of questions about winning the Champions League and understandably it's the start of the season, but Arsenal are probably the biggest club that's never won it. Is there a pressure that you feel with that because Liverpool won it multiple times, Man United, Chelsea? You want to win it obviously, but how important is it to win that first one for Arsenal?
Well, that tells you with our long history how difficult it is because we haven't won it yet. And that's the opportunity. That's how I see it. The pressure is the opportunity that thrives. That energy, that willingness to be better every single day, to make decisions that are in that direction. And every decision, then if we win not that much, every decision has to be with that standards and with those expectations. And let's give our best chance to try to do it.
42 clean sheets in 100 appearances. It's been a great couple of seasons for you at the club, hasn't it?
Yeah, of course. I think it was just on the, or maybe 2 years ago that I made my debut against Everton, and from there it's just been incredible, you know, being part of this football club and having that record as well, and 100 games with 42 clean sheets is incredible. But that just goes to the credit to the team, to the staff, that how hard we work to try and defend us the much better as possible to try and win games.
Reached the semi-finals of the competition last year. What's the feeling like coming into a new campaign in the Champions League?
Yeah, we did an incredible campaign last year. We were short. We lost against the PSG, the current holders of the Champions League. So we want to aim higher this season, and that's what we want to do.
A lot's been made of Arsenal's squad depth, a lot of signings in the summer, and there's also been a signing in your position as well with Kepa. I was just wondering what that has been like with so much quality coming into the squad.
Well, the new signings, they have a key role just to improve the squad, to improve the depth, especially what happened last season with the injuries that we had and the depth. It was a little bit short, and then the club did a magnificent job to recruit a lot of players, really, really good players, and they're going to be a key part of the success of this club.
Now, David, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We mentioned there Kepa coming in. He's the first goalkeeper that's been signed permanently since you were signed. So it's in some ways perhaps more pressure in that position. Do you kind of relish that competition when you've got someone on a similar level or pushing you for that role?
Well, we know we are Arsenal, and competition is all over the place. You always have, and you need competition to take out everything good in each player. And that competition is very, very, very healthy. You know, Kepa and me, we have a really, really good relationship. We know each other from the national team, and it's a pleasure to share the dressing room with him.
Before the Forest game, we heard from Mikel, and he said that he was hammered when he brought you in the sense he was scrutinised, criticised for bringing you in. Do you feel like you vindicated his decision to sign you?
Well, I came here to do a step further in my career, and I think it was the right decision. We know that when I came here, obviously, Aaron was the goalie, and he was playing, and then similar situation with other keepers that had come to a club to push the other goalie or the other players, and I just tried to do my best on the pitch, off the pitch, and just give the reason to the boss to pick me to play games. So that's what I would like to do.